Welcome everyone. This is Politics Tonight. I'm Olajuwoke Olasiji. Tonight let's go to Benue State, where the power struggle within the Benue State chapter of the APC appears to be entering a new phase. As preparations for the 2027 elections gather momentum, the contest is no longer just about influence within the party. It is now being reflected in the distribution of state assembly tickets. Out of 37 seats in the House of Assembly, Governor Alia's camp secured 24 APC State Assembly candidates. A loyalist of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, emerged in 13 constituencies. Now, while some see this outcome as a compromise, others are arguing that it exposes the depth of the divisions within the ruling party. Is this a sign of reconciliation through power sharing, or simply a temporary truce in a much larger political battle? That's our focus tonight, everyone. Welcome to the program. Thank you for staying with us. My guest tonight is Dominic Alancha, Benue APC chieftain, chairman of the Northern Ethnic Nationalities Forum. Mr. Alancha, thank you very much for joining me. Good evening to you. Thank you.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
All right. So let's start with this negotiated sharing of political influence. What we have at the moment, according to reports, out of 37 APC State Assembly tickets, Governor Alia's camp reportedly secured 24. While the SGF got 13, or his loyalists got 13. On the face of it, I mean, that appears to favor the governor you say is not electable, Mr. Alancha.
Yes, the governor is not electable. I can say that again and again, and that we have also said that time without number in a very loud voice, that Governor Alia, if given the ticket, which some people are saying it has already been given, though the report of the appeal committee has not been made public, but if that ticket is given to him, I can assure you that Governor Alia is not electable. He will fail that election. He will be unable to deliver, Benue State to the kitty of the APC. So that is not in doubt. Go to Benue State, you will agree with what I'm saying. I'm not just, making statement for, statement's sake. I'm telling you the reality on ground in Benue State. Popularity is not, the contest is not about popularity. It's about, result-oriented kind of popularity, contest. So Governor Alia should tell people what the result of his administration in the last 3 years is. And then when you go to Benue, you will agree with me that he has nothing to tell the people of Benue State in terms of his stewardship for the last 3 years. So I can tell you again that even though, he has secured 24 of the State House of Assembly tickets for his supporters, the question is, are those people electable? Can they deliver, to the kitty of APC? I will not conclude here. I believe that January or February is around the corner, and the good people of Benue State will decide who secures the ticket
Mr. Alancha,
for the State House of Assembly.
All right. So we'll come back to how you think a popular person like Governor Alia would fail to win that election, and what people like you intend to gain from that.
What makes you
but
really
this 24-13, please hold on, sir. This 24-13 assembly seats that have now been quote-unquote peacefully distributed amongst the two leaders. Is this outcome a compromise between the two rival camps, or simply the result of a fierce political contest with no real winner? And I ask because, clearly, state assembly tickets are more than just elections. They're about who controls the legislature after the election. Do you think this issue has been resolved, or has that resolved the crisis, or maybe postponed it?
Well, it has not resolved the crisis in Benue State APC as far as I am concerned. The sharing has nothing to do with the real issues in Benue State. If you are even talking about the sharing, then let's even go into the terms of the agreement as directed by Mr. President, where we held a meeting in Makurdi, Government House, convened by, the meeting was conveyed by, jointly conveyed by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Governor Alia himself, and it was, laid on on the table that all 7 members of the State House of Assembly, National Assembly, the governor himself should all be returned. But what happened after the primaries? You know, some of them were shortchanged, if not for the appeal, you know, committee that looked into the issue, you know, judiciously and did justice, you know, to those appeals that the members of the National Assembly, you know, were giving back their ticket because they are the legitimate winners of that election. The same thing has happened, you know, even in the State House of Assembly. So it's not shared. It's about people that won. And let me tell you, in my zone where I come from, which is becoming, you know, gradually becoming an ungoverned space because of the absence of governance in the state, have been abandoned, have been jettisoned. For example, in Ado, in Ogbadigbo State constituency, you know, the serving member there, Honorable Auchi Agada, has been denied his ticket, and simply because he's, you know, an ardent supporter and follower of, you know, the legitimate chairman of APC in Benue State, Austin Agada. You know, so they did that, denied him the ticket to spite on Austin Agada. And look, let me tell you, Austin Agada's offense is the fact that he is, you know, 100% loyal to distinguished Senator Akume. So what they are doing to him, if not for him, even the victory that was secured in APC today wouldn't have been secured in terms of, you know, the people that got their ticket to the State House, I mean to the National Assembly, even the people that got their ticket, the 13 persons that got their ticket in the State House of Assembly, they wouldn't have secured that. So you can't say that, you know, that sharing have calmed nerves. No, it has not calmed nerves, because justice have not been done to the State Houses of Assembly ticket in terms of sharing. There are people that are legitimate winners of that election, that Alia stand his foot on ground, that he will not live to see them, you know, come to State House of Assembly. They have been denied their ticket. And these are people with cult followers. These are people with capacity to deliver, you know, votes to the kitty of APC as far as 2027 election is concerned. So, man, I'm afraid if care is not taken, you know, the opposition will take over, you know, the State House of Assembly. And of course, like I told you, if he's flying the ticket of APC in Benue State, you know, I'm telling you, this is
Mr.
not
Lanja,
about
so
Akume.
some of the issues you have raised.
This is not about stakeholders, it's about the good people of Benue State.
All right.
Because Alia has disappointed them. They are not satisfied with Alia's stewardship. They will not renew his mandate in 2027 if given that ticket.
So let's stay with that, because, you know, it surprises me to hear you say Governor Alia is unpopular. And my question is, how do you measure popularity? Is it possible that you're confusing disagreements within the APC? I should be
asking.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Yes, please.
Or you want to? Okay. You see, I should be asking you, because most of you that are not from Benue will always say that Alia is popular, he's a reverend father. Alia is not a reverend father. He has reneged, you know, his priesthood. He said he's not a politician and he will behave like a politician. There is nothing like popularity. It is not the popularity that gave him the ticket. It is the support and the endorsement of people like us, the critical stakeholders, you know, within the Benue State, that gave him the ticket in 2023, where he became the governor of Benue State. And Alia is not in good terms. He's no longer on the same page with these people I'm talking about. Look, election is about stakeholders management. I have a unit, I have a word to deliver. Alia will not come there and snag that unit, snag that word, snag that local government without the input of Alancha, without the input of other persons that are critical stakeholders, you know, in that constituency. Because we are the ones that prosecute the electioneering campaign. We are the ones that marketed Alia to the people so that they will vote.
So, Mr. Lancha, you keep saying we.
The people that are with him today, they are paperweight. They are featherweight. They cannot deliver, and that's why we are saying that even the 24 seats that have been delivered to them, I'm waiting to see, those that will emerge, those that will win their various, state constituency as far as the
all right, Mr. Lancha, you keep saying we, and the question I'd like to ask you is it possible the governor is unpopular with some of you, the party chieftains and leaders, but not necessarily with ordinary voters? But we must take a break at this moment. When we return, I'll allow you to answer that question. Please stay with us, everyone. Thank you for staying with us, everyone. This is Politics Tonight, and tonight we focused on Benue politics. Governor Alia got 24 APC State Assembly tickets, while SGF Akume clinched 13 for his loyalists. The question we're asking tonight is this a sign of reconciliation or just a temporary truce? And I've been speaking with Dominic Lancha, Benue APC chieftain, chairman, Northern Ethnic Nationalities Forum. Mr. Lancha, thank you so much for staying with us on the program. Now, what I hear is that this crisis or this perceived crisis is artificial. I hear these men come together when it benefits them. I mean, evidently, is this Benue Assembly ticket split very peaceful as it looks, and that's why I'm asking you if this is a sign of reconciliation. So what I hear is that you supporters are only left to continue to wander and fight amongst yourselves rather pretentiously making it look like they are not on good terms. Are some of you not worried about how this rivalry has become unhealthy for governance in Benue State?
Well, we are worried. We are worried. I've been on this station time and time again. I think either on your program or one of your morning programs, where we call on Alia to shield his sword and embrace peace, but he refused to do that. And that is why this crisis have lingered up to today. And why did this crisis linger? Simply because he does not want Austin Agada as the state party chairman. And Austin Agada's offense, like I rightly said from beginning, is the fact that he is loyal, to distinguished Senator George Akume. He refused to backstab him, which Alia did. He refused to betray him, which Alia did, and stuff like that.
So this is about, Mr. Lancha, so this is basically about your political friends.
No, it's not about my politics. That's the point I'm driving at. I said beyond this, it's not just about, this, stakeholder that I mentioned, but it's about the state. When you come to Benue State today, Alia has failed the people of Benue State in terms of security, in terms of economy, in terms of their welfare. He has failed them woefully. They have tested.
But what I have here contradicts that, Mr. Lancha. Benue leading in LG autonomy. Please hold on. What I have here contradicts what you're saying.
That's a lie.
When you say the government has failed, Benue leading in hold on, Mr. Lancha. Benue leading in local government autonomy compliance. The government is trying to revive Tarako Mills. Tesekula says Governor Alia is not overwhelmed. A massive overhaul of basic education sector. I still think the governor isn't doing enough.
The Tarakumi is audio revive. You know what I mean by audio revive? It's just on paper. It's not on ground. Go there. You are a journalist. You can investigate what I'm saying. You have your reporters in Benue. They should go there and come out with pictorial evidence of what Alia has done in Taraku Mills or wherever, whatever he's saying he's achieving in Benue State. You discover that they are just on paper. You go to Benue today, Makurdi, the capital, is becoming an eyesore. Why? Because Alia has excavated out the road. The contractors have abandoned the work midway. The people of Benue are suffering. Like I said, Alia has failed in terms of security. Alia has failed in terms of economy. Alia has failed in terms of the welfare of the people.
Lancha.
He failed in security because the people of Benue State are majorly agrarian people, and the Fulani henchmen will not allow our people to go to farm. They have taken our livelihood from them.
Let's come in from another
These are the issues that will make Alia to fail in 2027.
Mr. Lancha, let's come in from another angle. I mean, APC has its own internal crisis, and the PDP in Benue State is also dealing with its own affairs. Whether its governorship candidates is Emmanuel Agbo or Chief Anduaka, that's there for the party to decide. But there are reports alleging that Senator Akume was working behind the scenes to impose former Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Justice, Chief Anduaka, as the PDP governorship candidate for the 2027 election. Now, the Benue PDP has accused the governor of dragging the SGF into the affairs of its own party, the opposition. Now, I want you to speak to me about that, and to what extent do you agree with those who say the governor may have crossed the political line by making those allegations?
Well, I'm not, I cannot tell you, 100% that Akume, I don't see Akume working. You see, the APC in Benue State, Governor Alia and his cabinet should face the real issues and see how they can proffer solution to it instead of making a frivolous allegation against the secretary to the government of the Federation. Look, like I told you, this issue is even beyond Governor, former, the SGF, George Akume. It's beyond him. It's about the livelihood of the good people of Benue State, who gave Alia a mandate and he failed them. And I'm telling you that, you see, like I was trying to ask you, most of you will come out and say, Alia is very popular in Benue State. How is he popular? What makes a man to be popular? Is it not the result that he's delivering in terms of governance to his people? In this case, Alia has not delivered. I can tell you, you cannot go to Zone C or Zone A or Zone B, where Alia comes from, and talked about Alia's popularity or Alia's result in terms of governance stance, because there is nothing to talk about. Let them come out today and tell me what Alia has achieved, in Zone C. You mentioned that Alia is in 100% compliance with local government, allocation.
Is this about marginalization of Zone C, Mr. Lancha?
A man that claimed to be a priest will come out on a national television and say that he is delivering, local government allocation to all the local government 100%. 100%.
Let me ask you this question.
In all the local government, across the Zone C.
All right.
It's unfortunate.
All right. Let me ask you this question, Mr. Lancha, because when you boldly say the governor would not be re-elected, it speaks to how committed you are as a party man. Is it true that you all are ready to let go of Benue State and that the national leadership of the party understands this? Is it true that all of you who are unhappy with Governor Alia today have come together to work against the governor, and you all have decided to work for the PDP candidates, Chief Anduaka?
Well, we are not working for now. I'm not telling you that we are working for the PDP candidate. But all I'm telling you is that there is need for us to salvage the party in Zone C. The National Secretariat,
so it is not the PDP candidate. What party have you all agreed to work for?
We have not come to that. The people of Benue will decide which candidate to vote for. But as far as I'm concerned, Alia is no longer marketable to the people of Benue State. He cannot, on what ground will he market himself? What will he tell the people? In 2023, it was the yes father, syndrome, and that drove the campaign. Everybody, wanted, an alternative to the PDP, and they thought there is an alternative in Alia. They voted for him. Now they have tested him. They have seen the kind of person he is. He's a failure, and they cannot reinforce failure by voting for him for the second term.
What I also hear is that most of you have agreed to work against your party, against the current governor. And there is an agreement that whoever you all work for, if the person wins, the person would defect to the APC. But since you're denying that tonight, let's move from that. Mr. Lancha, the heart of these accusations you have raised tonight is one question. Is Benue politics now revolving around personalities rather than policies? I mean, because from the outside, it appears the conversation is less about insecurity, it's less about agriculture, it is less about development, and more about, it's more about who controls the political structure, as politics become a distraction from governance.
you are not being fair to me if you say that what we are pushing for is more about personality rather than
what I've heard mostly tonight is, my friends, he didn't give them a return ticket, he did this, he did that. I mean, it's nothing about
you are not being fair
how
to
to transfer.
I said it here time and time again, that in terms of, good governance, Alia has failed the people. He has failed them in the areas of security. Today, our people are being massacred. There is no guarantee to their security. They can't go to the farm. They cannot even sleep with their two eyes closed in Benue State. And he will come out and said it's just chemises of, as insecurity. He has failed in the areas of the economy. In terms of agriculture, our people, that is our livelihood. That is why Benue is the food basket of the nation, because we are very good and very vibrant, very buoyant, in terms of agriculture. But today, our livelihood has been taken away from us. There is nothing happening in terms of agriculture. Go to my zone where I come from. I keep mentioning the Zone C, where I come from, that is becoming an ungoverned space because there is virtually, no presence of government.
So in clear terms, Mr. Lancha, because we have to go.
In terms of healthcare,
Mr. Lancha,
Alia cannot tell us what he has done in improving the healthcare of the people.
So for the purpose of clarity, what would the governor have to do between now and the next election to prove your assessment wrong?
Well, you see, the Akume's camp, our camp, the Austin Agada-led ESCOs, we are ready to work with Alia if he will stick to the terms of agreement. When the president directed that we should work on the terms of agreement and it was laid on the table, we agreed to work on it. But there and then, Alia came out and said the prayer, the wishes of the president, or the requests of the president, were mere wishes and prayers. He reneged on that, agreement there and then, and the peace agreement was scattered. So we are ready to work with him, but is he ready to work with us? The question should be directed to him. Is he ready to work with us? Is he ready to shift ground? Is he ready to begin to deliver on good governance? Alia today is a commissioner of finance in Benue State. Alia is a procurement officer.
Mr. Lancha,
Alia is a project manager. I can tell you even his commissioners, they are not happy with him.
All right, then. I wish you all the best, and I hope that peace returns to the state. Thank you for speaking with me tonight. Dominic Lancha, Benue APC Chieftain, Chairman, Northern Ethnic Nationalities Forum. Thank you so much for your time. Please have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at 12:30 a.m. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. Good night, everyone. I'll see you again.